So today we're going to take a look at my Hobonichi Techo day free. So this is a day free that I used from January to March of this year. I surprisingly finished it earlier than expected because I was super excited to dive into it and come up with different ideas and prompts. So I will link the video up here if you want to check out 21 journaling ideas for 2021. So this is the camp cover. As you can see, it's very chunky, and actually, as per the Hobonichi website, you're not supposed to put the cover on cover for this type of cover because it's embroidered, but upon doing my research, I found out that it actually fits, and I wanted to protect the embroidery. If you look at it, the detail is really exquisite, and I personally love these colors. I have not camped in my entire life, but someday I do hope to do so. Also, I bought the camp cover primarily because it has a beige main color, and I just wanted something very neutral. And I am a big fan of Moonrise Kingdom, which is very campy, camp related. It's a film by Wes Anderson. So I put in a Hobonichi Techo day free. So it's my first time using the day free. I'll zoom it up close for you so that you can see what's inside. So the day free has very limited pages, and I wasn't able to use these parts because I don't know, I just don't log in years, and this isn't my planner, it's more of like a journal, so it had no specific dates, so I wasn't able to maximize this, as well as the months part, which is going to be the main reason why I'm no longer getting a day free, and I might settle for a plain notebook or a Techo instead because I'm not gonna use these parts. So let's just go straight to the pages. So I did do a variety of spreads for the pages, but generally each page has a grid layout, and then here there's like a subtle divider line. I don't know, it could be like a division of some sort, but I personally wasn't able to utilize it. And then there are some quotes here at the bottom. There's also this animation of a fox if you flip through the pages, but I covered some of them so they're not seen. So I would do tarot spreads, for example, for full moon or new moon draws. And then I also would document from time to time on different things that have happened. I try to add variety to the types of prompts that I also work on because in some way it helps me also refine my process. So this is astrology themed. And then I also have a washi sampler. I just wanted to share some of my favorite washis. And I think in hindsight, having a variety of things to write about has also helped me challenge my creativity a little bit more. Lately, I've been just journaling about the same things, and I didn't like that routinal thing. I would like to really explore on different journaling habits, but maybe that's just me because I've been journaling for a really long time. So I would write about, some of my musings and thoughts, and also this was an exercise in collage. I've done mostly collage last year because I was using an A5 or cousin. I use a cousin Avec, but this year I decided to try an A6 size. This one is 5 things about me that I did for the first journaling hangout we had on Patreon. And I did have a couple of birthday related journal spreads, which I think took up a lot of space. So my gifts, the gifts I got, letters from friends, and yeah. I like putting my notes here because usually my friends send them in little pieces of paper. My actual birthday celebration, which was at home. Birthday week things. This was from the printables from January. That's why it's very bright, very mid-century retro actually. Moving towards different colorways, I personally found that I really like this pink mauve shade. I've been using it a lot in conjunction with sage green, as you can see here. This is actually a washi that I designed, pattern experiment, and I wanted to play around also with colors. So this is some blues. I wanted to really write these skills I want to learn. I think this one I've done. I've been reading Oracle and Tarot decks. Play chess, I just started last week, so let's make that happen. My German is still very rough, so I'm going to peg that maybe for next year. But it's nice to have written them down. I also recently was watching Folklore's Long Pond studio sessions. Super, super good. And you won't see it, but I kind of smudged water. And I don't know, it kind of added character to it, so I'm not complaining. But I did smudge a couple of like liquid, that's why the stickers I printed are not waterproof. That's why it kind of smudged. And apart from that, I would add in some Happy Mail as well. I realized like I was diligently updating towards the first month. So these index stickers, I got them from Midori. I really like the color, so I'm actually already on my second A6 journal, but I'm using Midori, so I will do that in a separate video. February was a lot of like musings, and I realized that my handwriting was so small. Look at that. I have no idea why. I wasn't even using fountain pens at this time. I just felt like I wanted to write within the boxes, but it was also a challenge for me because now that I think about it, it's really, really small. Anyway, this was the time I was like cooking a lot in the kitchen, so a lot of food posts, a lot of like switching around different setups. Some pages don't end up getting filled. I don't know why, but I'm leaving it there. I mean, I was listening to Aretha Franklin, so it's there. Usually I do like a summary of my week, so this is one way I do it. Usually like 10 to 15 points about what happened. This was during the time that I was working on the Creative Journey Oracle deck. So this was one of the decks, my favorite card. And this was like an inspiration I found on Pinterest. I found that everything sort of fit together. And I was slowly getting into the green phase, hence like shades of green, shades of yellow. This was during the journaling hangout. We did like an affirmations journal spread. So I used I used watercolor for this. So the nice thing about Hobonichi paper, or Tomoe River paper rather, is you can really use watercolor and it really absorbs paint really well. Like the pigment is really bright and I really like it. And this was the time I switched up my desk. So this current desk is a wider desk and it's deeper. That way I have more space to put in my things and film stuff like this. Chinese New Year, ang pao. I had a full-on Beatles phase. I was rewatching 8 Days a Week, so, you know, they deserve a page here because, you know, my name actually came from Abbey Road, the spelling of Abbey, like with the E, A-B-B-E-Y. Got a typewriter, my fave purchase of the year. A lot of things here were like blank spaces. I just felt like I didn't want to fill it up anymore. Started using my typewriter. Let's see here. Why did I stick? I also organized my room. I have a big shelf, so I added crates, and I'm super, super proud of this. Like, I don't know what happened, but like end of Feb, I was super productive, and I was fixing that while watching Mad Men. So, cool combo. I would occasionally put current media. It's something that I realize is always recurring with my journal spreads. It might not be in the same format, but I do have like what I'm currently watching, reading, and what I'm currently listening to. First draft of the diarist journal actually doesn't look like that anymore, but this was during the time that I was still debating on what I wanted for the design and what I wanted to do with it. And then I have a lot of like unfinished page. I also don't know why, but WandaVision, I got a new camera. And then I think this was the time, did I put in my March marker? Yeah, I did put my March marker here. But this was the time where I was really filling things up as I go. So, you know, important dates when people come to visit, or if something happens for work. I want to quickly share with you this one though. I have 2 spreads here of questions. So this was during my 6th year anniversary, and I found a series of questions from the New York Times, where the New York Times writer asked several artists on specific questions, and I copied the questions here and here. I just felt like I wanted to answer them. So very Miss Universe. So what do you want to achieve before things return to normal? Very self-reflection-ish. And I like how I used my typewriter and sort of made it a collage-y spread. So it just so happened that, I don't know, I think I had an extra page here, so I put it there instead. As you notice, a lot of my spreads are also still within the realm of color coding. For example, for this we have yellows, pinks, and blues. And then I did enjoy typing a lot with my typewriter. This was the time that I first got my Safari Savannah Green, my Lamy pen. So I'm using my first bottled ink, my 𝚘𝚘𝚒𝚘𝚗. So I think this was the time I started to write more with my fountain pen because, as I mentioned, this is fountain pen friendly paper. So it's really ideal to use fountain pens or gel pens or anything really that would be more ideal in terms of writing style. So YouTube radar, things I'm watching on YouTube, people I'm watching. I also like to add in a couple of updates that just are in one page. It's not supposed to have like full-on updates, full-on text. I wanted to really experiment on things that I feel could benefit also like the totality of this journal. I don't know if that's making sense because at the end of the day, this is really for my personal documentation. This was during a journaling hangout. We did stationery essentials. I think this was April. Yeah, we're towards April. We're in number 4. Swatch of my washi design. Another blue spread. This was the time I was reading Kim Ji-young, born 1982, and my friends from Berlin were highly recommending a lot of topics and books to read. So I made sure to, put them here as well. So April was a very weird month because we had to stay at home. We had like a family thing, so I wasn't able to go out. It's a work from home sitch. And I learned how to film vlogs, which is why you'd see like I have a lot of a week at home vlogs. And that really helped me develop my sense of documentation and really enjoy the idea of documenting mundane things in life using video form. I guess this is also because I kept watching a lot of like the Ondo vlogs, Hey Green Doll, Plan D. These are some of my favorite Korean YouTubers. And then I bought the Dolce Vita stickers from AJ, who is selling them on her shop, Inky Notes. So really like this like light and corally pink spread going on here. These were some pending pages that never saw the light of day. So my bad. During this time, I have already bought my second journal for this cover, which was the Midori A6 blank. So I ended up not filling this up, but I got a refill binder for my traveler's notebook regular size for storing my travel journals. So I did have this one. So there was this one time I went to the studio wearing a grid outfit. Category is grid notebook. If you watch RuPaul's Drag Race, you'd get that joke. So felt like I needed to put that there, nice and like orange yellow contrast with like black and white. I don't know why I like taking screenshots of my chats, but usually I do, and sometimes I print them because some are meant to be printed, really. So more happy mail dumps. CH gave me a note, a letter for my birthday, and a deck of oracle cards, and I was so happy that the envelope she gave me and the card fits right inside this journal, so it's forever here. I mean, technically I do have a mail tin can where I put a lot of my letters, but it's actually very full right now, so I actually have to move it to another box where it could fill more stuff. So I got a couple of books. This was like in April. Very happy about those books for visual inspo. I was using a light ink here. I don't know if I loaded it wrong, but I was really frustrated because it's so light. It's actually a pilot ink, but I feel like if I loaded it on another nib, it would look better. So after this episode of frustration, I think I stopped using that pen. So this is, as I mentioned, I gotten into fountain pens at this time. This is the Pilot Iroshizuku Tsukiyo. It's a nice blue shade that someone gave to me, and I used it on my M nib for Twisby, and it looks really, really good. Nice contrast with the green here, green and blue. I think I used a lot of that towards the end. So this one is, actually I did a quick journal with me. I'll link it also up in the cards, where you can see me talking about self-acceptance and self-love. And then to end April, I was watching movies because it was Oscars weekend. So I watched Sound of Metal on Amazon Prime. Really great movie. And the best film, I think it was best film or best actress or both, Frances McDormand in Nomadland. It's really great. I kind of teared up towards the end. Really great film. One of the greatest films I've seen so far. And of course, me being a media geek, I of course put it here and wrote my thoughts. Last days in April, put like a bit of update here before I ended, because I felt like it was also such a waste that I wasn't using the pages. I felt like I needed to use them. So more updates here and subtle elements to sort of round up the spreads, but these ones I never got to update anymore. So that is it for this journal peek.